Well, good morning, everybody. It's about 9 o'clock here in California, and Tuesday. We're in week 4 of the furlough, and I've just gotten up, got ready. I could have slept in a little bit more, but my dogs were not going to allow that. They needed to go outside, to go potty, mess with things, do all the things that dogs do. Today, I woke up and I felt very grateful. Yeah, I think grateful is the word. I felt very grateful for what this furlough has done for me. And I know that that sounds insensitive and backwards. And I'm not saying that I wanted this furlough. I'm just saying that you work with what you get. And this furlough has made it to where I have been able to spend more time with my family and my animals. I don't know what my animals are going to do when I go back to work. Like, he's going to be lost, I think, or maybe drive Buster crazy. But last night I was able to sit with my daughter, and I didn't have to worry about what time it was because I needed to go to sleep because I needed to get up at 5 in the morning to go to work. And I sat up with her and we studied for some of her ultrasound tech stuff, which was very, very hard for me. Like, I don't understand. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My brain doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of focus. She has to know a lot of terms. She has to actually understand this stuff. It's not just like a template like I'm kind of used to throughout my career. Things were always templates. It was use this template, use that template. Instead, you really have to know how things work together when it comes to the equipment and the body and all of that. So I'm extremely proud of her, but I was very happy that I could just, normally if she asks me to do something like that, or one of my kids asks me for help with something, I get antsy a little bit and stressed out because I'm thinking about all the other things that I have to do. I need to clean. I need to get ready for work the next day. I need to pay the bills or to organize all of the appointments. This week I have a mammogram. Fun. Super excited about that. No, not at all. Really don't want to go in for that, but you have to. It's good for you. My family has always kind of avoided the doctor. We don't typically go unless like a limb is falling off. Case in point, my foot, when I went in, it's healing now. The only reason I went in is because I was still limping after a week, and my daughter was like, "You need to go to the doctor." I said, "Okay, fine, I'm going to go." I did it more because she was nagging me, to be quite honest, than because I actually felt like I needed to go. So we just don't typically go. And that has backfired a lot in my family because I've had relatives that things have gotten really bad. And I think that if they would have gone earlier on when they noticed the symptoms, that it could have been maybe not as bad, could have been fixed. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's a normal thing in my family to not go to the doctor unless, again, a limb is falling off. And so when I went in for my foot, the lady was like, "You still need to get your mammogram." And I was like, "Oh God, do I?" Fine, put me down for it. But the good thing is that A, I'm getting it done, and B, I can schedule a mammogram now and my dental cleaning later on this week. And I don't have to try to multitask and worry about, like, I don't know when the furlough is going to end, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Maybe I'm wrong. That'd be great because it's affecting a lot of people in different ways. And some people are really, really having a hard time right now. So for their sake, hopefully our people in charge can come together and have a discussion and come up with a solution, come up with an agreement. Nobody ever gets exactly what they want. Some people get basically what they want almost all the time, but I'm going to bet that even they don't get exactly what they want every single time. I feel like everything that I've seen in the news, some of it is really disturbing. It feels like more disturbing lately than it used to be. I used to go and scroll on the news just every night before I went to bed just to kind of see like what's going on, and then in the morning so that I didn't walk outside and there was some zombie apocalypse and I got my face bitten off. I like to be prepared. I think I've said that several times now in all my ramblings, but a couple of days ago when I jumped on and scrolled, it was kind of freaky. Like, I mean, even right now, I hear sirens going on all over outside, ambulances, fire trucks, all over the place, which isn't not normal. I live right across the street from the fire department. It's not really completely strange, but take that and add to it just the fact that as I'm scrolling a few days ago, I just keep seeing mass genocide, shootings, like people possibly losing their SNAP benefits, which I don't get those. My taxpayer dollars pay for those. But not everybody out there that does get them are fraudsters going in to quote unquote get their nails done and you can't even do that, by the way. Like SNAP benefits don't pay for that. They pay for food. But the other common thought is that, oh, they're just using it to get alcohol. Again, you can't get alcohol with SNAP benefits. Then they would say, oh, well, they're selling their SNAP cards so that they can get money so that they can go and do that. You know what? Maybe some of them are, but I really doubt that all of them are. And so I wish that people wouldn't make them out to be the bad guys. Again, like during this furlough, some people are hurting a lot worse than others. And I'll tell you what, I know as a mother that if you told me that I could not pay my child, or I could not, if you told me that I could not feed my child, I'm going to feed my child. And I might get drastic. Things might get ugly, but you don't do that. And I say that as a mother, but as a father, as a parent, as a person trying to protect somebody else, they could get ugly. We'll just go and leave it at that. So let's not do that. We don't have to do that. We have people with a lot of money that are donating for structures like the Arch. Fine, donate to whatever you want to, but you're donating to something like that. Why aren't those people donating or helping out these people that are in need? And I'm not saying that they're not. Maybe they are. A lot of them are. Millie Bobby Brown, right? Hopefully I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. But she's running an animal rescue now. Like, I know it's not people, but still, that's, like, that's amazing to me. Bon Jovi runs I want to say it's a restaurant where he feeds the homeless. There are countless others out there that are doing these things, and I commend you. Seriously, thank you. Thank you, because I don't have the money to do that. We're supporting a 17-year-old boy. His name is Leonard. He's absolutely, I say adorable, and my son hates it when I call him adorable. He is the sweetest soul. Makes me teary-eyed just thinking about it, honestly. But he lives in Zambia, Africa. He lives with his mom and his sisters. And my mere little pittance that I'm able to send him monthly helps them with just little things, like, and I'm grateful for that. So these people, these millionaires, billionaires, I don't know what they are. People with a lot of money, rich people, famous people, the ones that are sending money to help with people in need, thank you. I just think that maybe we could use a little more of that as far as maybe hold off on the Arch. Okay, the ballroom, somebody made a good point and they said, well, or we could just keep tearing up the front lawn of the White House for all the events. Okay, instead they're going to build a ballroom and that's where they would hold their events. To me, okay, that's practical. That makes sense. Maybe not the greatest timing, but that makes sense. Okay. The Arch, I think, just seems a little backwards in my mind, like just the timing. Like that's great to build something that commemorates, our nation. That is great. Come together. Please, everybody just come together. But to do it right now at this exact moment when, first of all, like I've worked for years with projects and things like that, and they take years to accomplish. Like you have to get the funding, you have to get approval, you have to get sign off, same as approval. But what I'm saying is like it takes a while. From what I've read, which I don't know because I'm not building it, but from what I've read, it sounds like this thing could be built within a month. And I'm just like, dude, first of all, like, congratulations. How does that even happen? But second of all, if you could build an arch in a month, and I keep wanting to call it like Arc because Napoleon's Arc de Triomphe. Again, sorry, French people. I know that that was probably horrid. But if you can do that, oh, you could do so much more to help people. I would just wish that or hope that we would do that, like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm getting my mammogram and then my cleaning, and I was able to find another dentist because my current dentist, every single time I'd go in there, they would charge me for something, and I'm like, "I it's just cleaning. Like, are they really that bad? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Are they that bad? I don't think so. They act like they're gonna fall out of my mouth within, like, 5 seconds." So, yes, I'm able to do that and to not have to stress or freak out or worry about, "Oh gosh, well, I've got this going on at work and I've got this happening too, and so how am I supposed to take care of myself?" It's a running joke when I do make doctor's appointments or dental appointments because I'm talking to the person on the phone trying to make the appointment for me, and they're asking me like, "Well, do you wanna see a specific doctor?" And I'm just like, the fact that I'm even able to get this appointment for myself is a feat. It is a feat in itself. So I don't care who drills around in there. Just, I'm fine with whatever. Now, I actually had time to look into the dentists in the area and see which ones had good reviews. And I don't have to worry about walking in there and having them just randomly pull all my teeth out of my head. I can be dramatic if you haven't noticed. So I'm feeling a lot less stressed. I'm enjoying the my future retirement. And again, I'm sorry for those who are not. I am not saying this to upset any of them or, to come across as flippant or rude or anything. I'm just saying that for me and my personal situation right now, I'm kind of living my best life. I get up, I garden. I got this massive haul of pomegranates yesterday. I could do this for the rest of my life and I would be okay with this. But I also need a paycheck. So, I mean, it's got to end at some point. And it's gotta end at some point for lots of reasons, but I'm pretty okay right now. What else? I am gearing up for my next reading in Tehachapi, California. I'm super excited about it. The 25th of November until the 2nd of December, there is a shopping and work blackout to show people that maybe just don't seem to understand how much the middle class and, not the one percenters actually support our economy and do a lot of the work. Uh, there will be a blackout for going to work and shopping. Now, if the furlough is still on, obviously I won't be going to work. If the furlough is not on, then I may have to go to work. As far as the spending part, well, I'm all for that. Like I won't be spending anything, not a cent during that time period because the people that don't seem to understand this concept need to understand that we matter, like, people getting the SNAP benefits right now, I bet they are holding every penny close to themselves because they don't know what to expect and they need to take care of their family. And normally, those people and me, I wanted to get this cute little full body apron that had either a chicken or a dog or something frivolous, but something that I didn't have to have. And that's money going to this company that gets a profit from there. So I'm not doing that. I'm not buying any of it, and they're not gonna be buying any of it, which means, your economy is gonna see some effects from that. And so if you don't want that to happen and you want people to buy your stuff from your companies that goes into a landfill a lot of times, and, me as a minimalist, I mean, I do like chickens and dogs. So I have my weaknesses that I will have a hard time not paying money for. I don't think there are a lot of minimalists in the world. I would love to know how many people that actually watch the videos that I make are minimalists. And I don't knock anybody. Be a minimalist, don't be a minimalist. I'm sick and tired of all the effort that has to go into maintaining everything that you have and cleaning it and worrying that something's going to happen to it. I just don't want to do it anymore. And so that's kind of why I'm a minimalist. Also, I do see the effect of just years and years of buying things just because I was bored or because I thought I was supposed to. You know, Christmas and birthdays and all of that, we're pressured into thinking that we have to buy, or else we're a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I mean, I'm not a perfect person, but just because I don't have a Christmas tree full of presents for my children doesn't mean that I don't love them. We go on trips instead. We try to make memories instead. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for a long time, I felt, and even now, I still feel guilty if I don't at least buy them one thing. Why is that? Why do we feel like that? Because we're told and we're shown all our life that that is how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to feed into the machine. If we don't, then we're the downfall of the economy, or we're just not doing what we're supposed to be doing. I say, buy what you want when you want. Does it really have to be only during certain periods of time? There's a lot of things going through my head that I'm able to kind of sit with more recently because I have more time. And I feel like that's another reason that we have the system that we have, the jobs and going to work a majority of our life. I have been working since I was 8 years old. And you might be like, whatever, you probably just had a babysitting job. Dude, no. We would get up early in the morning. I'm going to say like 5. And we would go out to the fields, the actual fields, and we would pick and plant broccoli and cauliflower. And this is in my memoir, Finding Bonnie. I talk about it. And my kids have heard it too many times. They probably just want to like put tape over my mouth. But we would do this every day over summer vacation, over any of the vacations really that I remember, because sometimes it was super hot, sometimes it was cold and the ground was frozen. And it was normal. Like it wasn't child labor. We weren't doing it to like give the money to our parents. We kept the money. The money was ours. I feel like it was probably more of a babysitting tool where we were there with them, and so they didn't have to worry about if we were okay or not. Well, I'm gonna say they, or I'm not gonna say they. My mother, not the other individual. It's the other individual would could have cared less probably, but my mother, it was a way for her to know that we were all safe. And that's, like you do what you got to do. And I really don't judge it. And also it taught us responsibility. It taught us what hard work really is. Like just imagine walking rows and rows and rows in a field, bending to pick, to pull, to gosh, all the things that we did, we would have to like make sure that the machine wasn't getting clogged. The lucky ones got to sit on top of the machine. That was like the prime goal of having that job, or being out there. But we would do that, and I was 8 years old. My brother, he was a baby. He was in a playpen sitting out there. It was normal. But I've been feeding the machine since I was 8. And what do I remember about that? When I'm on my deathbed and I'm laying there, what do I remember about my life? Do I remember how important it was that I picked that broccoli and cauliflower? Or do I remember how important it was that I sat with my daughter and her with her quiz or her test? She actually was a test, very hard test today. That's what I remember. That's what's important. Those jobs aren't important. Like they are because somebody has to do them, but they aren't the most important thing in the world. People are the most important thing in the world. And right now, with my current job, my job involves people, and it's different. It's different than any job I've ever had. It's rewarding, it's stressful, it's important. They're important. But I am 47 years old. I have worked since I was 8. I don't want to work until I die. I just don't. I want to pet my animals. I want to have something like Millie Bobby Brown, an animal rescue, um, that like a foster type system that's in the country that is away from the noise, from the ambulances, from the chaos. I want to be able to, I don't know, volunteer at charities and do those kind of things. And so I'm really doing a lot of research to figure out how I can make that happen sooner rather than later because I think that's what's important. And somebody will come after me and they'll do the job that I'm currently doing and I'm expendable. It's not a bad thing. It's not, I don't feel hurt over it. The last time I felt hurt over a job was I worked in an office. I had my actual own office for the first time in my life and things changed. But at that point in my life, I thought that it meant something that I had that office. I thought that it meant that I was valued and needed and necessary, not replaceable. And then when things changed and regulations changed, then I was told that I had to move to another office. Okay. It was just around the way, no big deal. But when I moved to that other office, my daughter had made me this little handprint thing out of clay and it was adorable. I still have it. But when I moved there, it got broken and something inside of me got broken with that too. I just after that I was like, why am I doing any of this? I don't matter. And then just a month or two after that, I was moved out into the middle of the bay with everybody else, which is fine. I don't own any of that. That is my works stuff. They own it. I'm just a person there. But up until that point, I thought I was more than that. And so it was very eye-opening, enlightening for me, sad. I was kind of angry too. But after I got used to being out there, used to knowing that I'm nobody special. I'm just another cog in the machine. I really am. And that's okay. Like now I'm okay with that. I don't look at it as a bad thing. Some people would. Some people would be like, how can you say that? Well, because it's true. Because when I retire, which I will, as soon as I can, and that's not against anyone, it's for me, it's something I need. It's something I need to be okay in this life, this one life that we get. And so for me, I'm totally okay with understanding that I will be replaced at work, not at home. I'll never be replaced. I'll always be mom. And that's why home is so much more important. And if I didn't have kids, it wouldn't be that would always be mom. I would always be a daughter. I would always be a sister. I would always be an aunt. Like, I would always be somebody valuable, somebody important, somebody that was needed, that couldn't be replaced, that would be remembered when they're gone. For all the quirky, weird stuff that I do. At work, though, in these jobs that I've had over my life, I think that the last one, this one, is the only one that I will ever be remembered for and truly remembered. And that's because the things that I can do now are for individuals. They're for people. And so I want to do good things for them. I want to make their lives better, more enjoyable. We have to be there, so you might as well not hate your life. But I don't know how long I'm going to do that. Like, for as long as I have to. And I will do the best job that I possibly can, but as soon as I'm able, I'm going to have that animal rescue. Maybe I'll have goats. I don't know. So here's for looking forward to the future. Here's for coming together as a nation and supporting each other and understanding that everybody's going through a struggle of their own. We can't understand anyone's that isn't ours. We can try to be helpful. We can be empathetic. Please, please, please be empathetic. Like, we need more of that. You can't just put a group of people in a box and say, you're all like that. Everybody on SNAP benefits is a fraudster. You're all selling your SNAP benefits and you're all going out and getting drunk. You're probably drunk right now. No. I mean, you can say that, but that's ridiculous. That is not what's happening. So before I go to let my doggies outside to go potty, I just want to say happy Tuesday. I really hope you have a great day. I'm sorry if you're going through it, whatever it is, and just keep your head up and keep working. Not working, but you know what I mean. Just keep living your life. Do the things you enjoy.